May I, Ross Allen from the 2HD Sporting Service, welcome you to the Newcastle International Motordrome as we proudly host the 1981 Winfield Australian Saloon Car Championships. Australian champion, the best of luck in the defence of his title tonight.
Has already opened up an advantage over Grenville Anderson. Then comes John Leslight, and following him Ben Ludlow with Errol Campbell and Neil Whitley. But Alan Butcher looks like he's going to really split them up here. He proved he was the fastest car in the time trials, and so what he will try and do is really lay down the rubber and get as much distance between he and the rest of the field as he possibly can in these opening laps. Butcher, Anderson and Ludlow are still the top three drivers, and we've got a yellow light with Barry Blake and Tony Giancola, the two Western Australian drivers who have struck problems in turn number 4. Coming out of turn 4, the Australian Championships have now travelled 3 laps, and Alan Butcher from Queensland is the leader. Grenville Anderson from Lisbon is in second place. Ben Ludlow is running third. In fourth place we've got John Leslight. Then comes Errol Campbell holding down fifth, and behind him in sixth place at the moment, turn to the Newcastle drivers, Graham Wilson. As they come down the main straightaway this time, they'll have 45 laps to go. And Alan Butcher is still the leader from Grenville Anderson. Then comes Ben Ludlow, followed by John Leslight. Next is Errol Campbell. Then comes Graham Wilford, followed by Neil Whitley. We have another yellow light. Down past the Newcastle Star timer, they'll have 43 laps. Oh, there's trouble. Neil Whitley has made a complete roll right over the top of Graham Wilford's car. Whitley actually rolled right across the bonnet of Wilford's car. Now Adrian Anderson has come out of that unscathed.
Yes, there's the green, they're away. And as they go into turn 1 this time, it's still Alan Butcher with Grenville Anderson a little closer to him. Benny Ludlow still hanging on to third place at the moment. There's Adrian Anderson, and he's the driver that's really making ground. Adrian Anderson is the driver making ground, but it's Alan Butcher from Grenville Anderson, followed by Ludlow, then Adrian Anderson. John Leslight behind him is Campbell. Then come Munro and Dixon, followed by John Smith, Paul McHugh. Then the West Australian Hardy from Pascoe. Second last is Pine, and last of all is Hutchison. But here's Grenville Anderson starting to worry Alan Butcher now. 37 laps in running. Adrian Anderson has moved up to third place, and by Jove, he's the driver that's really gained the ground. And it's Alan Butcher away from Grenville Anderson, putting pressure on him now, followed by Adrian Anderson, and then comes Leslight from Campbell, followed by Ludlow dropping back through the field. Then comes Munro, followed by John Smith, Paul McHugh. Then Hardy from Pascoe, Pine and Hutchinson. But the pressure really on up top here. And it's Grenville Anderson putting pressure on Alan Butcher. And look at Adrian Anderson. Now that's an incredible performance from the rear of the field. He's the driver that's gaining the ground. He's gaining a hell of a lot of ground on Adrian Anderson, and he's a real danger. But Alan Butcher the leader. Butcher away here from Grenville Anderson, followed by Adrian. Then coming John Leslie. Campbell behind him, followed by Ludlow. Then comes John Smith in 41 from McHugh. Then Hardy, the West Australian. And the real agent going on up front here as there comes Grenville Anderson on the inside of Butcher. Butcher kicks away again. 33 laps to run. Alan Butcher the leader, Grenville Anderson getting to him now. And up the back straight away they go, and it's Butcher from Anderson, and Butcher closes the gate. It's Butcher, Anderson, followed by Adrian Anderson, gaining on them all the time. Then comes Leslie from Campbell, doing a wonderful job as Campbell. Oh no, Paul McHugh in trouble here. They're not going to hold it up though, and McHugh is back on the circuit again. And so is Gibson, round the corner they come. And that's Butcher. Butcher away here from Anderson. Anderson and Leslie. And look at the three Taranas. Look at the Taranas go.
Oh, what an exciting race this is developing into be now. It's totally dominated by the New South Wales cars, and Errol Campbell's in trouble with that car of his. There's no doubt about that Errol Campbell's in bother, and he might be forced to withdraw. Still these top 2, 4, 5 runners. What have we got? We've got Alan Butcher from Queensland. We've got Grenville Anderson from Lismore. We've got Adrian Anderson from Uralla. We've got John Leslie from Lismore. And we've got Errol Campbell from Grafton. Then we have Ben Ludlow from Western Australia. Then John Smith from Newcastle. And then Laurie Hardy from Western Australia. Alan Butcher in the lead still as they come toward the halfway mark in the race, and a wheel off. Paul McHugh's lost a wheel. Alan Butcher from Brisbane in Queensland leads the race with 28 laps to go. Green flag. Alan Butcher leading from Grenville Anderson, Adrian Anderson, John Leslie, Ben Ludlow, then John Smith, the leading Newcastle car at the moment. "11 cars left in the race as we near the halfway mark, and Alan Butcher has led right from the word go. He's had plenty of pressure applied to him by Grenville Anderson, and now Adrian Anderson is starting to put the pressure on as well. Coming down the main straight, they'll reach the halfway point in the race here where Alan Butcher has the lead from Grenville Anderson, then Adrian Anderson, followed by John Leslie. John Smith is now moving up too by G. And Smithy might be able to get himself up within striking distance of a placing here if he possibly can. He's starting to look at that situation as they head down the main straightaway. A great dice going on between Hardy and Smith. Hardy comes through on the inside of Smith though. Smith now throws back in behind Hardy, and it's Hardy who's got the better of Smith there. But look at this race on up the front, the top 4 boys. They've been fighting like this lap after lap after lap. They've been fighting like it. But it's Alan Butcher. Grenville Anderson just trying to nose through on the inside if he possibly can. Adrian Anderson squeezing them up now. There's that little shuffle that he tries to get away with. Oh, but see Butcher back right off. Didn't want to race on with it. Butcher backed right off and said, okay, you want to start squeezing, you'll have to squeeze hard. And it's a real battle of tactics up front here now. These are the top drivers of the night, no doubt about it. Butcher, Grenville Anderson, Adrian Anderson, and John Leslie. Long way back to John Smith, Ben Ludlow and Laurie Hardy. I'll come down the main straight away with only 20 laps left to go this time, and still remains that tight order up front. Butcher, Grenville Anderson, Adrian Anderson and John Leslight. Absolutely nothing between them.
And there's a race all on its own up front there with those four great stars. And Alan Butcher, the Queenslander, driving beautifully. He's picking a line there that's allowing absolutely no one to do anything about it. Alan Butcher leading away, the Queenslander. From New South Wales and Australia, number one, Grenville Anderson. There's Adrian giving a little shove. Butcher throws out the anchor again. 17 laps to run. And the caution flag out on Adrian Anderson. And up the back straight away they go, and it's Alan Butcher. From Grenville Anderson, Adrian Anderson and John Leslight. A long way back into Johnny Smith. Then comes Benny Ludlow from Pascoe. But Butcher starting to catch the traffic now. And it's a possibility if they do catch this traffic, the Butcher could be in bother. But it's Butcher away from Grenville Anderson, Adrian Anderson, Leslight. Then John Smith and Benny Ludlow. Followed by Pascoe Harney. There's John Pine going in underneath Dixon there. And Butcher's in bother. There's Adrian Anderson up on the inside of Grenville. And there's Leslight gone through in the inside of Grenville Anderson. Oh boy. Butcher leader, some action there. 14 laps to run. Alan Butcher, Adrian Anderson, John Leslight, Grenville Anderson. Adrian Anderson, the more forceful of the lot of them out there at the moment, and he could make the power go on Butcher. But it's Butcher from Adrian Anderson. Butcher, Adrian Anderson, Leslight, Grenville Anderson. Then Scott Hutchison. The long way back there to Benny Ludlow from John Smith. Then the rest of the field on in it at all. Oh, there's trouble for Hardy. There is trouble for Hardy. And watch it, fellas. Oh, magic driving. Bad luck, Grenville. Oh, what bad luck. Oh, boy. In real West Australian, that's bloody bad luck. Into bother coming down the straightaway. He just couldn't pull on enough correction there. But Grenville is out and okay. Great stuff.
Alan Butcher now, with Denise Butcher watching from the infield with only 12 laps to go from Adrian Anderson, then John Leslight. Ben Ludlow in 4th place, John Smith 5th and John Pine is 6th. Now down the main straight away, Alan Butcher leads the race from Adrian Anderson, then comes John Leslight. No change now, they've only got 10 laps left to run. It's virtually a sprint home from here. And is Butcher going to try and sprint away from Anderson, or what's going to happen? 10 laps left to go, and it's Alan Butcher away from Adrian Anderson. Then comes John Leslight, followed by Ben Ludlow of Western Australia. Following him is John Smith, then comes John Pine, and we can forget about the rest. They're not in contention at the moment. Alan Butcher, Adrian Anderson looking to come through on the inside of him as Butcher elects to try that high line down the main straightaway, and Adrian Anderson has driven right through on the inside of him. Adrian Anderson took the bit between his teeth and dived through on the inside, and Adrian Anderson has taken up the running. Anderson leads now. The back has flown right off Butcher's car. The back has been ripped right off Butcher's car. But he's a very, very aggressive driver, Anderson. He saw the opening there, a split-second opening, and he dived through. 8 laps to go. Adrian Anderson, John Leslight. They're the top 3. It's a battle now between Butcher and Anderson. Probably 2 of the most popular drivers here in Newcastle, and I'd say Butcher's going to sprint now. I'd say he'll go for his life. Alan Butcher.
They go under the start timer from Adrian Anderson, followed by John Leslight, then Benny Ludlow from John Smith. Round the corner they come, and it's Butcher. Butcher leading from Adrian Anderson now. then John Leslight. There's Anderson trying to get up inside Butcher again. And it's Butcher driving a tight line, actually backing off. Anderson a lot quicker than him. There's Butcher the leader. Butcher away from Adrian Anderson with 5 to go. Followed then by John Leslight. Then coming John Smith. Behind him John Pine. Followed by Benny Ludlow of Western Australia. Then Pascoe. And behind him the Queenslander Scott Hutchison. But it's Alan Butcher the leader. There's Adrian Anderson getting to him now. Anderson getting in underneath there. That's Dixon going to the side, but it's Butcher and Anderson, bumper bar to bumper bar there. 4 laps to run, 3.5 from there, and it's Alan Butcher. Butcher leading away from Adrian Anderson. Anderson looking for the inside. Butcher goes out a little. Go Endo, if you want him, urge him on. If you win this title in New South Wales, then urge Endo. But it's the Queenslanders' title at the moment. Alan Butcher the leader. Adrian Anderson, then coming John Leslight. Round the corner they come and there's 2 to go. Butcher, Anderson, Leslight, then John Pine, run around John Smith. Alan Butcher the leader. Butcher the leader. 1 lap to go. 1 to go and it's Alan Butcher. Butcher almost made a move there. Alan Butcher the leader from Adrian Anderson. Round the corner they come and it's going to be Butcher and Anderson. Round to the straightaway, Alan Butcher. Alan Butcher. Adrian Anderson. John Leslight. The Queenslander Scott Hutchison. Then came John Pine from 41 and that's John Smith. So as they crossed the line, Alan Butcher in 83, Adrian Anderson in 6. 3rd place went to Leslight in 8. 4th place then went to Scott Hutchison, 84. And 5th place would go to John Pine in 9. Obviously some problem there, some slight problem there at the moment. That's what's going on there.
Again I'm going to have to ask for everyone's forbearance. You can stay in touch with exactly what's happening on the communication system there, but the one thing that I do know after being invited to the officials and drivers briefing is that if there are any protests on the outcome of tonight's final, that there is a full body of Australian Saloon Car Federation officials here. The protest would be heard tonight and we will know the result tonight. So that's the way the situation stands. But at this point of time, there will be no presentation right at the moment because of that situation. Back to you in the tower, Rod. The situation was that John Leslight lodged a protest. That protest was dismissed. There was no appeal. Adrian Anderson lodged a protest. That protest was dismissed. He lodged an appeal. His appeal has now been dismissed and he is now appealing to the federal body. We, the promotion, think you've waited long enough, so if we could just ask these people to move back and sit down. We're going to make the presentation to 3rd place, which is John Leslight, and we are holding the presentations of trophies pending the outcome, whichever that may be, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be held over until next Saturday night, the presentation of trophies to either Alan Butcher or Adrian Anderson. And I now call upon Mr. Stevenson to make the presentation to 3rd place getter from the Lismore Club, John Leslight.
without any further ado, I'd like to congratulate John Leslight on his third place in the 1981 Winfield Australian Saloon Car Championships. Congratulations, John. Thanks, I'd like to thank Bennett Industries, who own and sponsor the cars, the boys that helped me get the cars ready, the promoter for a beautiful track, and that's about it, I think. Thanks a lot.